The village of Broadwindsor is in the western corner of West Dorset, so we've got the border of Somerset and Devon close by, and we're tucked away a bit under the radar really, but it's a good community here. There's quite a big mix of people, different age ranges, working people, retired people. Lots of new families with children have moved in, so there's quite a real community feel to it. I got the idea for the Place I Love project in the first lockdown, and I was walking through the fields, and it suddenly occurred to me that I didn't really know the names of the fields, and I thought that deserved more exploration. But during that time, it became much more about the whole place and a sense of place. We launched the project in October 2021 with an art exhibition in the village hall. Libby Jukes was one of the artists at the exhibition, and she had a number of paintings there, one of which showed the view from the farmer's seat up on the slopes of Lewesdon Hill. And to me that summed up that lovely view of the village set into its lush landscape.
As an artist, I love the surroundings, and I absolutely love Lewesdon Hill. And I love it because it's not somewhere that lots of people can get to. So it's our hill, isn't it? It belongs to this village. It's a utopian place for me.
At the launch we had the 1840 Tithe map, which had all the numbers on it and the list of apportionments and the field names. People were really poring over this Tithe map with a magnifying glass and looking at things, and realising that actually present day names were still quite similar to those from 1840. For example, Orchard Mead, which is a housing development, is named after the field that was there at the time, so there was that strong connection to the past.
People here are really well versed in the land. They definitely know their land very well and walking around, and I think it just gives an identity having a specific name. It's like naming your pet. The names really personify the land and really give it that like emotional component.
Hunters on near silent wings pass like wisps of mist. A black cat on silent paws does a double take at the sight of a poet standing in slippers listening to midnight chimes. The great bear sits astride the white lion and rides this velvet sky toward the promise of dawn.
Where I am, the spirit of the place is quite important to me, and it inspires poetry. And getting involved with the young people at the school is also, my background's in education, so it's like returning to my roots really.
One of the people who came along to the launch was Peter Rowe, the poet. He'd moved into the village fairly recently, and he's been working with the school on poetry. It's another element and makes you look at your village in a different way through words and rhyme and imagery. Wonderful.
And this gradual unveiling, this restoration of colour to a silvered landscape is another extraordinary day for Marshwood Vale.
The boys that can keep on the plough, and this we are the boys that can keep on the plough.
One of the elements I really wanted from the outset in this project was folk song and how it connects people to the landscape and the community.
And when the storm is over, gone and past, you will hear the little plough boy say, gee, hip along.
Luckily enough, Amanda Boyd, who is part of the Windrose team, is a folk singer. She's a folk song collector, and her brief was to go and find folk songs from the local area.
In the shady grove lie waiting for their dance.
We're coming to the part now which is the highlight of the afternoon. It's the unveiling of the village map, and we've got Megan Edwards who did the map. It's an interpretive map of the village. Some of the field names are named, but only those that go up to Lewesdon along the footpath.
Are we ready?
Here we are.
So I've lived in Broadwindsor for 4 years now, but before that I've moved around the Dorset coastline. Somebody recommended me locally because they knew I'd done similar kind of illustrative work, and I was so surprised to be asked to draw a map of my own village, and more importantly Lewesdon Hill and the route from my house to Lewesdon Hill, and you know, it's almost a pilgrimage to me, so to be able to put my creative skills to use to portray my life, a really important part of my life, what a privilege. Yeah, so it just came together serendipitously.
I really hope that this project, The Place I Love, inspires other people to do something similar, because communities all over the country, all over the world could do it, and probably are in some shape or form, but it could be repeated in urban areas, obviously not with the field names, but often streets are named after pieces of land or fields, so there is that connection, and I think it could be a model for other similar things.